This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Ijoma Oyato.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Bauchi State witnesses a second blast in 2 weeks. At least 13 people killed in a bank at Azare town. Hiccups as distribution of voters' cards begins. Governor Fashola frowns on outcome of exercise in Lagos. INEC shifts distribution date of voters' card in Katsina, Borno and Niger and Kaduna State. And Burkina Faso interim leader dismisses threats from African Union, says his government will not honor any deadline to hand over power.
And on business news tonight, the Central Bank of Nigeria intervenes in the foreign exchange market, pumps dollars to support naira. While in sports news, football lovers are gathering at Akwa Ibom Stadium in Rio for the elaborate commissioning of one of the most magnificent sporting infrastructures in Africa.
Just as the residents of Azare town in Bauchi State, northeast Nigeria, thought they had overcome the last bomb blast which ripped through the town, another one rocked the town, leaving 13 people dead. It's the same method of attack as the female suicide bomber who pretended to be part of a rally, but instead blew herself up in Potiskum, Yobe State. In this case, a female suicide bomber pretended to be a customer but dropped an object where customers, including civil servants, were waiting to collect their salaries. They were on a queue to make withdrawals from an automated teller machine. The Bauchi State Police Command Public Relations Officer Haruna Mohammed, who confirmed the blast, said 7 persons died in the explosion. According to the police spokesman, 4 suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident. This explosion is coming 2 weeks after the blast that occurred in a motor park also in Azare, leaving not less than 9 persons dead and many others injured. Now, lawyers to the People's Democratic Party and the Speaker of the House of Representatives have disagreed on the interpretation of the ruling of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which directed all parties in a lawsuit filed by the Speaker to maintain status quo pending the determination of the suit. At today's proceedings, Justice Ahmed Mohammed ordered the parties, including the Nigerian Police and the Independent National Electoral Commission, to stay action until Monday, November the 17th, when hearing in the suit will open. The Speaker of the House, Tambuwal, had asked the court to protect the subject matter of the suit he filed to challenge an alleged plot by the PDP to remove him as the Speaker of the House following his defection to the opposition, the All Progressive Congress.
The courtroom was filled with supporters and lawyers of the parties in the suit filed by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tambuwal, to challenge the withdrawal of the security details and an alleged plot to remove him as the Speaker by the ruling party following his defection to the opposition party. Lawyers to the People's Democratic Party are in court to show cause why the relief sought by the Speaker should not be granted. The Speaker, Tambuwal, is asking the court to stop the reconvening of the House as well as an alleged plan to remove him from office. However, the court asked the parties to maintain status. But the court ruling was left for the lawyers to interpret, which means different strokes for different folks.
So when you talk of status quo, it is that the position in which the Speaker was before he was divested of his security apparatus should continue to be. In other words, have this restored. Otherwise, it will be meaningless. The starting point is that now we are in court. The court says enjoy the peaceful atmosphere until we determine the suit. Full stop. The court never said return anything to anybody. No. It was very, very clever. When they came into court, I think the security had been withdrawn. So with regard to status quo, I don't think there's any issue with regard to security. In the sense that I don't think the court is asking that security be restored, because at the time they filed the action, security had been taken away.
The parties are expected back in court on November 17, 2014. Till then, the politics in the House of Representatives continues, depending on how the parties receive the ruling.
An explosion has occurred in Ije-Odoro area of Lagos following activities of vandals and oil thieves who broke open an NNPC oil pipeline late last night. From a distance, one can see the flames as the fire was still raging as at the time of this report. According to the National Emergency Management Agency, the incident occurred when some vandals stormed the place in their numbers, scooping the product from the broken pipeline. Although there is no report of any loss of life, the Petroleum Pipeline and Marketing Company, PPMC, says that supply through the affected line, which is the Systems 2B, has been shut. Now the nation has lost billions of naira owing to oil vandalism, and the corporation has reportedly spent 1.66 billion naira in the repair of oil facilities along all the 21 pipelines managed by the PPMC. NAMA officials say the terrain is swampy and they have commenced construction of a wooden catwalk bridge to access the place. Alright, now let's take a look at some politics, and the race is on for who will occupy the governorship seat in Delta State. The latest declaration is coming from the former permanent secretary at the Delta State Government House, Anthony Obu. He promises equal development of all communities in the state if elected.
Another political rally, this time at the Cenotaph in Asaba Delta State, where youth and political leaders trooped out to show their support for one of the aspirants in the governorship race under the People's Democratic Party, Anthony Obu. Looking at the multitude of supporters, Anthony, who resigned from his position as a permanent secretary at the Delta State Government House, appears to be a man of the people who are confident that he will serve them well.
You need somebody who understands the intricacies of national government. Tinubu has been chosen as the correct to declare the contest. God himself is at work.
Governor Ibori gave us bursary, 10,000 naira. Otuan came, he gave us 20,000 naira. And Obu has assured us that he will increase it to 30,000 naira. And he will also, greatest Nigerian students, he will also increase the scholarship package for students.
We believe he will continue the good work Governor Joao has started in the state.
We want somebody that will be able to carry the entire Delta State along. We want somebody that will be able to administer Delta State without thinking of ethnic interest and all of that. So all we want from Deltas today is to give them a good administration.
Then the chorus erupted as the man for whom they have gathered rolls out his plans.
What we want is continuation in the rendition of service, progressive service to the people of Delta State, a service that will ensure that people are properly employed and engaged, a service that will ensure that our women are able to produce children and train them to become responsible citizens of this country, a development that will ensure that agriculture grows and provides us opportunities for employment. The government that will come 2015, I want to promise you, will achieve all of that.
Although there are over 10 candidates aspiring for the governorship seat under the People's Democratic Party, but Anthony Obu appears to be unperturbed by others vying for the position, saying he believes Deltans are firmly behind him.
Well, indeed, there are other people in that race, as the member of the House of Representatives and chairman of the House Committee on Health, Honorable Ndudi Olumelu, says he is confident that he will emerge victorious as a governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Delta State. He submitted his expression of interest form at the headquarters of the People's Democratic Party today and said his wealth of experience as a lawmaker will be brought to bear in his new role. He also explains that his major area of concentration will be the development of an efficient transport system for the people of the state. It was a fanfare at the headquarters of the People's Democratic Party in Abuja as governorship aspirants went to submit their nomination forms, among them Honorable Ndidi Elimini of Aniocha Oshuni Federal Constituency of Delta State. Well wishers and supporters sang, cheered and danced as their candidate proceeded to submit his expression of interest form. Honorable Elimini, a two-time serving member of the House of Representatives, said his journey into the Delta State Government House is initiated by his desire to serve his people.
To serve my people, the people of Delta State. That has informed why I decided to go into this route. Most importantly, to join them in building the future of Delta State. Sustain the existing projects that the current governor is executing, and of course put in additional developmental projects that will make life meaningful to the people of Delta State.
Honorable Elimini, he said his major focus will be the development of an efficient rail transport system connecting the three senatorial districts in his region, highlighted his key and ongoing achievements in his 8 years in office.
I have just finished a 250-bed hospital. None, as my colleagues have done that, whether in Senate or in the House of Representatives. And not only that, we have built 9 substations which have been completed waiting for commissioning. There's also 132-33 kVA line substation that is almost being completed. We have also built town hall for communities that cannot afford to provide such money to build town hall for themselves. We have also empowered the women. We created microfinance credit scheme, which in effect will allow women to access it. It's not interest and non-refundable, but it's a rollover facility. We have constructed 3 roads. One is Udomi, Ewehimi, Idumujuboko, Ubiaja, Toyonishibo, then Ubi Road.
He has given so much to his people, but it is not enough, he says, and saying he wants to do more, and how best than to be the leader in service. Power comes from the Most High, and Honorable Ndidi Elimini says he is very optimistic that he won't emerge victorious. Amalogo Nadi Channels, Television. In part 2, after the break, Federal Road Safety Commission insists it has powers to sanction errant motorists. That's in a moment. Please join us again.